So maybe you decided to try and start your own marketing agency, or for now, you've been thinking about it. You could have seen some YouTuber online flexing and thought this was your opportunity to get rich quick. Or you want to live the so-called laptop life and be able to travel around and work from wherever you want and run your own business. Or maybe you're just someone who's always wanted to start their own business and you look at advertising and marketing and you think, how hard can it be? I can figure this out. That was me. Well, I can tell you after owning my own advertising agency for about a year now, not everything is as it seems. I'll tell you a little bit about myself and where I was before I decided to take the entrepreneurial leap and start my own business. I had basically everything on track to live the cookie cutter, successful but normal life. I was just finishing up graduate school with a master's degree from a great university, and I had plenty of job offers lined up that would pay me well and provide me with security. But I knew I wanted a little bit more, and I knew that I always wanted to start my own business. By this time, I already had a little bit of experience running Facebook ads for businesses, and I knew how powerful they could be if they were ran correctly. So I thought, why not start an agency doing just that? So like any aspiring entrepreneur would, I started doing research on the type of business that I wanted to start. And not that I expected to be the first person to think of this concept as a business, but I didn't expect to see this crazy cult SMMA YouTube sensation of people trying and failing these get-rich-quick schemes. But this didn't stop me. If anything, it helped. I knew at least a few legit entrepreneurs that were successful in this space, and a lot of people on YouTube who were supposedly doing well too. And the way I see it, if someone else has figured out how to make this a successful business, I could too. So off I began on my journey. I made a shitty website and I listed a bunch of services that I thought I could offer, and I started looking for clients basically any way I could. And I tried everything: cold calling, cold emailing, running Facebook ads, basically anything that I could do to get a response out of someone. Until finally I got a response. And what do you know? That response ended up becoming a client. And over 6 months, we grew their sales from 25,000 all the way up to 100,000. And that's how my agency got its start, and we've been growing from there. But it hasn't been easy. It's been a lot of long days that have totaled up to 80, 90, even 100-hour weeks trying to get new clients, trying to fulfill the clients we already have, and hire and manage employees. So much for getting rich quick, right? That's because the reality is SMMA is no longer a get-rich-quick concept, and maybe it never was. So many people are doing it now that it's no different than trying to build a plumbing business or an insurance agency. The industry is just caught up with the times. Does that mean you shouldn't try to build your own internet marketing agency? No, but it does mean that you have to align your expectations with the fact that you may have to work a really long time, really long hours with no pay at all before you land your first client. And it may be even longer than that before you're able to make a livable wage from your business. Now, if you do decide that this is the route for you, I want to share with you how to actually get your first clients. There's really only 4 main ways to get clients. Number 1 is cold outreach, which is cold calling and cold emailing. Number 2 is advertising, and Facebook ads would be a really good example of this. Number 3 is organic social, which is what I'm doing right now, which is posting YouTube videos, posting Instagram videos, and posting TikToks. And then number 4, which is networking. This is where you meet people at events and hopefully even get referrals too. Which one should you do? Well, the truth is all of these can work, but depending on who you're targeting and who you are, one of these will probably work for you best. For example, if you want to work with e-commerce brands, it's going to be really difficult for you to network and find these e-commerce brand founders and build up referrals. So one of these other options is probably better for you. But if you're going after local mom and pop businesses, then the opposite is true. Networking around your local area is probably your best shot. I've personally gotten clients from all of these methods, and after a while, you'll see that a pattern forms and particular types of clients come from their normal avenues. So I can promise you that certain methods work better for certain types of businesses. But I will say, whichever method you go for, make sure that you go all in on it. So if you're going to do cold outreach, be ready to send at least a few thousand emails before you hear anything back. And if you're going to do networking, be ready to go to 2 events per week for at least a couple of months before you set your first meeting. And content creation, the same thing. Be ready to make at least 50 videos before someone even reaches out to start the conversation about possibly working together. This is just the harsh reality, because when you start out, you're not going to be good at any of these things and you haven't built up any momentum. Now, after a lot of hard work, I'm finally in a place where I've been able to hire and get some help, and I'm making a good enough income. But I have a lot further to go because I want to build this thing into a really big agency one day. SMMA, which I hate even saying that term now, but it is really saturated, and anyone who is telling you that it isn't is trying to get you to start your own agency and ultimately buy their course. When a space is really crowded, there's really only one way to break through that noise and grow, and that is by delivering a superior product, which means I'm going to have to make investments, not only in myself, but in my team and any tools that we need to be successful. I have to keep in mind that not long ago, I was cold DMing businesses on Facebook and Instagram, and now I'm flying across the country to meet with clients and close deals. I think I'm giving everyone a really unique perspective on what it's like to build a business completely from scratch, without trying to pretend like there's some type of secret that's gonna get you from $0 to $1 million in a short period of time. You're just gonna have to join along with me and do the quiet, dirty work. So there you have it. If you wanna watch some content that will actually teach you how to grow a real business instead of a lot of this SMMA dopamine that's out there, I recommend that you subscribe. And I'll talk to you next week.